Top 10 Best Romance Anime of All Time. Do you know what's better than a love story? An anime love story. We have experienced classic anime in other genre, and luckily for romance lovers, this genre of anime has produced equally great anime. In this video, we'll be exploring the top 10 best romance anime of all time. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the show. Number 10. Honey and Clover. If you love coming-of-age movies, you will love this one. I'll be honest with you, this one was a pretty sentimental one for me. The story follows the life of a young boy, Yuta Takemoto, and his seniors, Takumi Mayama and Shinobu Morita, who live in the same apartment complex in an art college in Tokyo. Their lives eventually become much more interesting when a relative of one of their professors, Hagumi Hanamoto, eventually comes to their school. Both Takemoto and Morita fall in love with her, but while Takemoto chooses to keep his feelings to himself, Morita tries to woo her by being weird and ends up being misunderstood. Hagu eventually befriends another female student in the school named Ayumi Yamada, who is very popular and has her own issues with unrequited love, Takumi being the object of her affection. This story follows these characters, in addition to Hagu's relative, the art professor Shuji Hanamoto, and tells a tale of love, college, youth, and of course, a coming of age. Tensions from this anime are sure to eat you up. Number 9. From Me to You. This one is definitely something. Everyone has had a passing experience with ostracism, and you can tell it's no fun. This was the everyday life of Sawako Kurunoma, a 15-year-old high school freshman. She gained notoriety from her classmates because of her looks. Not that she was ugly, she just resembled the character from The Ring, an old horror movie. She had long since freed herself of the idea of ever making friends. That is until the popular boy Shota Kazehaya starts talking to her. Her whole world became a bit brighter. Kazehaya invites her to a test of courage, and she makes use of that opportunity to befriend her other classmates. Sawako has no doubt that her life has become better solely due to Kazehaya's interference, and she is grateful to him. Kazehaya starts to fall in love with her, and they eventually start dating. This anime takes us through their story, the challenges they went through, and how they overcame them. All in all, this one combines a unique story with compelling elements, which makes it one of the best romance anime out there. Number 8. Lovely Complex. You will absolutely love this one if you're height challenged. Just kidding. This lovely tale is about the marrying of insecurities, the freakishly tall and the morbidly short. And no, the girl's the tall one, taller than all her classmates, while the guy's the short one, shorter than all of his classmates. This duo, Risa Koizumi and Atsushi Otani, have their own problems to deal with. They are labeled comedians by their classmates and teachers. They have comedic height differences, and they are both in the ultimate quest to find love. Risa falls for another guy she sees because he's tall too, and Atsushi has his own love interest as well. They decide to help each other out, but their efforts fail woefully and in a pitiful comedic kind of way. Both their love interests end up falling in love with each other. However, in the process, Risa and Atsushi became close friends, and Risa starts developing feelings for Atsushi. This certainly makes things in the series more interesting, and it shows us the chemistry development between the most unlikely pair. This show manages to do this very well while still being able to make us laugh. A very good series all in all. Number 7. Toradora. The only thing you wouldn't like about this series is that there is no season 2. No, seriously, why do the good ones always get discontinued? It doesn't make sense. Anyways, keep your mind off that, because what we have from Toradora is enough to keep us satisfied. The story follows Ryuji Takasu, a high school boy who, for all intents and purposes, is mild-mannered. The world won't be itself if it doesn't judge him though. He has an intimidating look, so he is always labeled as a delinquent. On top of this, he has to balance living with his mother in a dilapidated house with his crush on Minori Kushida. Eventually, he meets Taiga Aisaka, who is Minori's best friend and turns out to be living in the house next to his. Taiga is a small girl who is very vibrant and always snapping at people. He also finds out she has a crush on his own best friend, Yusaku Kitamura, and they work on helping each other out, like in many other anime. Taiga does not know how to take care of herself, so Ryuji helps her by cooking, cleaning for her, and they form an unlikely friendship that blossoms more as the series goes on. Be sure to check this one out. Number 6. Fruits Basket. It would have been a crime if this amazing series was not featured here. The story tells of a young girl named Toru Honda who has to go and live with her grandfather after her mother dies in an accident. On getting to her grandfather, she finds his house is being renovated. Wanting to escape her family and not wanting to impose on her friends, she decides to sleep in a tent in the woods. One day she comes back from work and finds her tent has been rinsed in a landslide. A popular guy at her school, Yuki Soma, and his cousin Shugure Soma find her and decide to let her stay with them. Not long after, Toru discovers that the Soma family is under a curse. The 12 members transform into animals of the zodiac when they are stressed, embarrassed, or hugged by members of the opposite sex. Toru promises secrecy and is allowed to continue staying with them. Personally, my favorite part of this anime is where Toru sees Kyo's form and then carried him home tenderly. I doubt anyone watched that scene with dried eyes. Number 5. Nana. This anime is prime, and by prime I mean prime. The storytelling, the drama, the music, the encapsulation of the human condition that is well delivered in these few episodes is enough to make your heart beat faster than it ever has. This anime shows love in an incredibly heartwarming yet realistic way. It is about two women, both named Nana, who through chance and what might seem to be fate, meet each other on a train and eventually again happen to be sharing an apartment. The first Nana moved to Tokyo to meet her friends and boyfriend, and the second Nana is the lead vocalist of a punk rock band called Black Stones. They both have very different personalities, but each comes to respect the other. This story follows their development, and while one seeks fame and success in its entirety, the other engages in the pursuit of happiness. The delivery is something to behold. This series started in 1999 and is a perfect comeback to anyone who claims old anime has no value. Watching Nana cures anyone of that view. Number 4. My Love Story. This is another anime that personally I absolutely love. Is there anything that beats the Beauty and the Beast trope? Well, Takeo Goda does not really classify as a beast, but he certainly has that statute. He is a very big muscular high school freshman with a heart of gold and a reputation amongst the boys for being a hero. However, girls like heroes when they are charming and handsome, not when they are scary huge like Takeo is. He never seems to get the girl he wants and always loses to his best friend Makoto Sunakawa, who is smooth, charming, mysterious, and suave. I just want to say on the record here that I extremely respect Makoto's personality too. He is an extremely down-to-earth guy. Moving on in the series, Takeo meets and saves Rinko Yamato, a shy girl who is being molested, and they fall in love. The story is just so touching, from watching Takeo and Rinko struggle with articulating their feelings to watching Rinko's friends finally accept Takeo as a good person. We have a bit of a scare when Koki is introduced, but all in all, the series is an engaging one to watch. It's worth the time, trust me. Number 3. Your Name. This is an award-winning anime for a reason. Like some of the other anime on this list, it tells the story of love in a way that is beautiful and original. It's a Freaky Friday kind of anime. We see the body-swapping theme involved. Mitsuha, a girl living in the countryside, wishes she can live life as a boy in Tokyo. Taki, on the other hand, is a boy who goes to high school in Tokyo and is focused on balancing school with his part-time jobs. One day, Mitsuha wakes up in a room that isn't hers and she realizes she's in Taki's body. Taki too wakes up in her body and they start searching for each other. They find they can communicate on the phone, through notes, and through each other's skin. This beautiful anime goes through a roller coaster involving a comet that is supposedly going to destroy Mitsuha's town if the residents are not evacuated. Taki, in Mitsuha's body, helps to save the town, but eventually they are separated from each other. We won't be spoiling the ending for you, but I couldn't help but have my heart grow 10 times larger while watching it. When talking of romance anime, the writers here outdid themselves on this one. Number 2. Your Lie in April. As far as love stories go, tragedies make the heart wrench. Your Lie in April is one such anime that is just genius in delivery and is sure to make people bawl their guts out. It is the story of a young prodigy named Kosei Arima, who has a mental breakdown when his mother dies. This leads to him not being able to hear the notes on his piano again, even though his hearing is perfectly fine. He stops playing the piano and starts living life in a means approaching apathy. He later meets Kaori Miyazuno, a seemingly vibrant young girl who teaches him how to go back to the piano. He falls in love with her and later realizes she has a serious health problem. The story follows the trials and successes of our characters as they strive to do their best, both with the music and towards each other. We won't be spoiling the ending for you, but it is definitely a twist. Just thinking about the whole anime again brings back all the feels. Be sure to keep a box of tissues nearby while watching, cause you'll need it. Number 1. Clannad After story. I saved what I consider to be the best for last. Nothing, I repeat, no anime I have ever watched came close to what Clannad has to offer in terms of romance and love. It is the sequel to the equally ingenious series Clannad and focuses on the life of Tomoya Okazaki and Nagisa Furukawa after they graduate from high school. The emotions in this one are just too much to handle. After expecting the wonderful couple to live a full life with happiness after the effects of Clannad, the writers in sadistic capacity decided that we the watchers are not allowed to be too happy. All in all, this anime is prime romance and you cannot find a better archetype of the genre. It definitely ranks high on our list of the greatest romance anime of all time. And there you have it, fellow geniuses. That was our list for the top 10 best romance anime of all time. Did we miss one of your favorite romance anime? Be sure to let us know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to enjoy more content like this at your disposal. Have a great day, fellow geniuses, and we'll see you in the next one.